Hey, all right. We finished 6.1. We saw that it was a review of like 1.4 B and C and parts of A, and you had done all of that before. Well, today we're going to move on to 6.2. And 6.2 is graphing square root equations. Now, let's take a look at this next slide, because I think you might find it a little familiar. You guys remember this? F of x equals negative a, parentheses, negative bx, plus or minus h, close, plus or minus k. Well, back in 1.3, we talked about how you could, all the different ways you could move a function if it was going to be up, down, left, right, you name it. And what we said was that a negative on the outside reflects or flips the graph over the x-axis, a vertical reflection. An A on the outside is either going to stretch or compress the graph vertically, so pull or push it vertically. If A is bigger than 1, it stretches it. If it's smaller than 1, it compresses it. So multiplication on the outside is normal. Bigger than 1, stretch, smaller than 1, compress. Then we start to move to the inside, and everything in the parentheses is horizontal and backwards. So the negative sign on the inside of the parentheses flips the graph this way over the y-axis, but that is a horizontal reflection. A B, multiplication on the inside, is going to either horizontally compress or horizontally stretch that graph. But remember when I said it's backwards and stupid? Notice that a bigger B compresses it and a smaller b stretches it. On the inside, addition is going to shift us to the left. Subtraction will shift us to the right. Again, it's backwards and stupid because it's on the inside of parentheses. Everything on the inside of parentheses is horizontal. Everything on the outside of parentheses is vertical. That means if we add a k, which is adding on the outside, that translates us up. It's on the outside of parentheses, so it's the way you think it should go. Negative k slides us down. So those are all the different types of transformations. We kind of combined them into two separate days where we talked about the top ones on one day and the bottom ones on the other day. Well, we're going to talk about those exact same things again, but specifically as they relate to the square root function. So let's just recap these real quick. Addition on the inside shifts left or right. Addition on the outside shifts up or down. Multiplication on the outside stretches or compresses vertically. Multiplication on the inside stretches or compresses horizontally. Notice though that vertical compression factor, or the horizontal compression factor right here, it's not whatever number you see, it's 1 over the number that you see. Again, a little bit dumb. You do need to remember this. I pointed this out last time, but a vertical stretch is the same thing as a horizontal compression. A vertical compression is the same thing as a horizontal stretch. Now, I know I'm moving through this kind of quickly, but if you look at your notes for 1.3a and b, literally everything that you've seen so far has been on there. The last thing to remember is the reflections. A negative sign on the outside is a vertical reflection, that's this way, over the x-axis. Multiplication, or a negative sign on the inside is a horizontal reflection over the y-axis, this way. That's really all the notes, but in order to help you guys out, I want to show you a couple of examples. I picked 2 problems from the HRW assignment. So you can see I've done 1, 2, 9, and 10 already. I'm going to do 3 and 4 with you guys on screen. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. This says g of x, and they want us to describe how we are transforming the parent function square root of x. So, first thing I see is multiplication on the outside. That means it's going to be vertical because it's on the outside. It's going to be a stretch or compression because it's multiplication. Since it's on the outside and it's less than 1, that's going to be a compression. Again, since it's on the outside, it is vertical. And it's by a factor of whatever number we see. We're multiplying by 1/2. Then they're going to tell us that it's going to translate in 2 different directions. Well, I see a negative side on the inside and a negative side on the outside. So first they're asking us left or right, horizontally, so that's going to be on the inside. This is moving horizontally. Remember, negative you would think moves to the left, but everything on the inside is backwards and stupid, so that's going to be to the right 4 units. This is on the outside, that means it's up and down. And it also means it's not backwards and stupid. It's just the way you think it should. Negative means down. And then the number is 2, so it's going to move down 2. Super tough, right? Let's take a look at one more example, and then I'll leave you guys to do your own. Once again, it's the exact same type of question. So let's see. We have multiplication on the inside here. Multiplication on the inside is going to be horizontal. Since it's on the inside, it's backwards and stupid, so we've got a number that is bigger than 1. That means it's going to be a compression. We said it's on the inside, so it is horizontal. And it's by a factor of, remember with your horizontal compressions, it's not the number you see, it's 1 over the number you see. So that means we see the number 5, so we're going to put 1 over 5. Now I know you guys might be thinking, but I see negative 5. You're absolutely right, but remember that negative 5 is not part of the factor. It just tells us that we're going to reflect. And since it's on the inside, that means it's going to be a horizontal reflection. But which axis is that? The vertical axis is our y-axis. Additionally, we've got subtraction on the inside. So we're going to translate to the right by 5 units. Guys, that's all there really is to this section. These 10 problems, you should be able to knock them out pretty quick as long as you follow along with these simple step-by-step guides. So with that, we're 8 minutes in, and you guys have everything you need for 6.2. Good luck.